Okay, last type. This is about the first one that I mentioned, the school fundraiser. So here we go. You have Dan and Mary are selling wrapping paper for a school fundraiser. Customers can buy rolls of plain wrapping paper and rolls of shiny wrapping paper. Dan sold 5 rolls of plain wrapping paper and 6 rolls of shiny for $99. So I'm going to go over here to my notes and just write down what happened here. So Dan sold 5 rolls of plain and 6 shiny, and that cost his customers $99. Okay, now we have Mary. Mary sold 7 rolls, I'm right here, of plain wrapping paper and 10 rolls of shiny for $153. So let's rate Mary. So she had 7 plain and 10 shiny, and that cost her customers $153. So the question says, find the cost of each of 1 roll of plain and 1 roll of shiny. So bear with me as I plug my phone in and finish this problem here. Okay, here we go. So we got our information down on our paper. And so remember, the question asked, what is the cost of a plain roll? And they also asked, what's the cost of the shiny paper, mouse right roll? Okay, so you have to define your variable. I'll let X be the plain roll and Y be the shiny roll. Again, doesn't matter what you do for which. And hopefully by now you've kind of caught on. So for each person, I'm going to make an equation. Honestly, I forget this person's name. What was Dan was his name. Okay, so Dan, so he had 5 plain, so that's going to be 5x because I let plain be x. Plus, he sold 6 shiny, so it's going to be 6y because I let y be shiny. And they said the total amount of money was $99. So that's Dan's equation. M is Mary, I believe. So she sold 7 plain rolls, so that's going to be 7x. Why x? Because I let x be the cost of a plain. All right, and then plus 10y, and again it's y because it was 10 shiny, and I let y be the cost of the shiny roll. And Mary sold $153 worth of product. So again, this is a situation where you can't multiply 5 by a whole number to get 7 or 6 by a whole number to get 10. So you have to multiply both equations by a number to get something to cancel out. I'll go with the y this time, because in my last problem I had a 5 and a 7, so we'll show you something different. So we're going to try to get rid of the y's. So we look at 6 and 10. Well, what do 6 and 10 both go into? They both go into 60, which I think most of you might go with. They also go into 30, but I'm thinking that most of you might just think 60, so I'm going to go and show that way first, or that way. So if I want to make the 6 into a 60, I have to multiply by 10. If I want to make the 10 into a 60, I have to multiply by 6. Notice the only problem is they're both positive, and for these to cancel out, one of them has to be negative. So it doesn't matter, but you need to choose one of the 2 numbers here to be negative. I'll choose the 6. So here I go. 10 times 5x is 50x. 10 times 6y is 60y. And 10 times 99 is 990. Now I go to my second equation. Negative 6 times 7x is negative 42x. Negative 6 times 10y is negative 60y, and 153 times negative 6 is negative 918. Remember, you're adding these together. So 50x minus 42x is 8x. 60y plus a negative 60y, those cancel like they should. And then 990 plus a negative 918, that's 72. Last step, divide by 8, you get x equals 9. So that means, wow, it's expensive wrapping paper. X was the plain roll, so that means it's $9 per plain roll of paper. Now I got to figure out the shiny one. Remember, you do not have to go through this again to find the other variable. You just pick one of the two equations. I'm going to pick the first equation because it doesn't look as bad. So I'm putting 9 in for x. So I have 5 times 9 plus 6y equals 99. So 5 times 9 is 45. So to solve for y, you're going to subtract 45 from both sides. So that leaves you with 6y equals 54. You're going to divide both sides by 6, and you're going to get, oh my gosh, that y equals 9. Remember, you don't always get the same number for each. There were 2 examples now that we did see this happen, but so that means it's $9 per shiny roll. And you are done.